Hi, this is the Bratz Boyz Club, and I am Jesse. And today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys, and his name is Eitan. And this one is from the 2011 Bratz Boyz on the Make collection. I believe that there were only two. There was a Thaddeus or Thad, and there was Eitan. There's not much to tell from this collection because as you can see, there is not much going on there. The box is okay, the art is alright, but now we're beginning to sort of like take a look at a different MGA than it was before. Uh, they are not really paying too much attention to the boys anymore. I'm not really sure if this is because there probably was no interest as opposed to with the girls, but from a couple of years before 2011, there was already some kind of difference in the Bratz Boyz and their accessories as opposed to in the very beginning of the 2000s. Uh, Now you just see basically a Bratz Boy doll. You see a little bit of a background art, not a lot of detail. There's of course the picture of the Bratz Boy on the side, a couple of little cardboard designs in the interior of the box. Of course, this is the guitar. That's the only accessory that you get for this collection or series with Eitan and with that or Thaddeus, and and of course it used to be stuck together to his little hands, but just like what same thing that happened with that or Thaddeus that I own, it just falls off. Most of the accessories do over time anyway, so you pretty much just get almost nothing. However, these Bratz Boyz were particularly cheap, so I can't really complain about the style, that the trend they've got going with them, and the fact that they're not really offering much with them, because there's pretty much nothing more, just the Bratz Boy and a little plastic guitar. So I believe my Bratz Boy, that is, I purchased him at retail price, and at retail, of course, at our local Walmart. So he was, uh, I want to say, $16 or $15.99. I ended up paying for him plus taxes, maybe $17 and some change. So he was not really at all in comparison to what I spend or I would have spent on something like the 2018 collector's Bratz Boy doll that was $45 a couple of years ago. Um, it was nothing. He was a little bit more expensive for being what they are in comparison to my 2005 Bratz Boyz, the Rocket Collection, and I believe the Fashion Styles Dylan, and the new cool Kobe, but which actually surprised me, and I was a little disappointed because I saw the prices climb up and I saw a decline on the quality of everything to do with the toy, with the actual toy itself. There was pretty much no interest any longer from NGA to the Bratz Boyz. Of course, the Bratz girls were a totally different story, and we're not going to get in the middle of that because we both know that that's not what I'm showing here. But other than that, I was really not interested in this particular version of Eitan when it came out in 2011. I picked Thad or Thaddeus instead of him at the store. For some reason, I was not really interested in buying anything much more, just one of them. I really did think he was really interesting, just not enough for me to purchase it. And of course, this came back to bite me in the butt, because now that I wanted to buy him as a collectible, I had to spend considerably a lot more money than I would have had if I would have just purchased him at retail at the store when I had the chance. Either way, I'm not unhappy with the purchase. I'm actually very excited, very thrilled because I was able to find him, and not exactly in the website that I usually frequent for my collectibles. I do believe I placed a request for a few of them that I found of the Eitan Bratz Boyz on the Mic. I didn't get a response, so then I had to cancel the request. The person, I believe, might have not wanted to sell them, or might have just have posted them for another reason. Either way, I had to go to a different website to purchase these. And unfortunately for me, this website, which is known to anybody and everybody, you buy everything from there. Everybody purchases everything from there nowadays. So everybody knows which website I'm talking about. I received him in a very awful manner. He wasn't well packaged at all. For being what it is, he's an extremely fragile object. Not to mention, you've got stuff here that could be damaged, and a couple of my items were from that website in particular. But yeah, he was delivered in a plastic bag, which was really insulting, and it was really funny at the same time. It was comical to me that somebody would just deliver this in a plastic bag through the mail, when we all know that everybody delivering these things is just, playing football and playing soccer and baseball with the items they're delivering. So I was really upset and disappointed. I'm not gonna buy from that website any of these items anymore anyway. Either way, another thing that sort of kind of made me not really happy about this entry specifically of the 2011 Bratz Boyz on the Mic was the fact that your doll is totally different. And I'm looking and I'm saying, like, when it comes to the hair on the side is actually painted. If you look at it closely, you can see that there is no hair like you used to have back in the day for the older Bratz Boyz, where you would see a buzz cut on the side of the hairstyle. There was hair everywhere on the scalp, on the head of the doll. Now it's basically, in 2011, it was just painted on, which is it's incredibly disappointing. It's pretty sad, because if you look closely at the art or the photo on the back of the Bratz Boy box, you can see that Thaddeus has an actual buzz cut hair design on the sides of his head, the same as Eitan. They both have real hair. And I was really hoping they would actually look like that, but unfortunately for me, they did not. Which is fine. I guess that's why I was a little disappointed and I didn't really purchase both of them. Either way, I was really anxious to get my hands on this particular one this time around. And regardless of whether I liked 100% the design or was approving 100% of the design or not, I decided to just take a chance, add him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz. And here he is. Like I said, he's a very different take from the early years, the early 2000s, when the Bratz started. So the Bratz Boyz are a little bit different. The style, of course, changed. They look even cooler than they did before. They've got a really trendy style for the year 2011. I believe that's when the trends were changing for everybody around. So I really dig what they're wearing. I just really hoped that they would be a little bit more, they would have more. Even if they were more expensive, they would have a little bit more. And they would offer a little bit more for everybody. Unfortunately, they didn't. So there's not much we can do about that. But either way, this is the 2011 Eitan from the Bratz Boyz on the Mic collection. And this time I'm not going to tilt him so you can see the top of the box or the bottom, because as you can see, the guitar is floating about already. And I sort of like where it's right now situated. so I am not going to move it too much. I'm going to try to keep it tilted as much as I can just so it won't drop. But here he is in all his glory. The 2011 Eitan from the Bratz Boyz on the Mic. And so this is it for my video on this 2011 Bratz Boyz on the Mic Eitan. And I will see you again when I upload my next video of another one of my Bratz Boyz. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you then.